Any changes to your lineup today, Coach?
No. Christian Jaros has got a little bit of a hamstring injury, and he's day-to-day right now. We don't expect him to be ready on this trip, but he's making progress, and we're not totally discounting him possibly being in Philly.
Does that mean you're going to need to call somebody up for those 2 games?
Well, right now we're going to go with the 18 guys that we've got. Belleville playing tonight as well, so I don't foresee anybody coming up today, but that'll be up to the management to make that decision.
Anders Nielsen in goal?
Anders Nielsen is going to be playing in the net here tonight. He had played really well in his last game, and give him an opportunity to play against the Islanders here tonight.
What did you see from the Islanders on Tuesday, Coach?
Well, I think, first of all, they're a really good club. I like their defensive structure, how they play in the defensive zone. They're a tough team to penetrate against, and they don't get a lot of second chances. You really got to work to get your second chances against them, I think. We take a lot of solace in the fact that they've made such an incredible turnaround in their play this year, from being a team that wasn't a very good defensive team to being one of the premier defensive teams in the league. I've always been a fan of many of their players in the forward position. I think Anders Lee's one of the best net people in the league, and we actually we talk about him a lot in our preparation for them. On the other side, we're hoping that Brady Tkachuk is going to have those kind of traits for him. A guy that's real tough in front of the net, the guy that gets his stick on loose pucks, a guy that has got a heavy stick in the offensive zone. And again, it's not only him. We got a couple goals on tip-ins in the last game with Gibbons and with Smith. Actually, on the Smith goal, both our guys got a stick on it. Bobby tipped it, and so did Smitty at the net. So it's those types of goals that you need to score, and it's hard to score in the National Hockey League. You got to get into the dirty areas in order to do it, and the Islanders do that as well as any team there is.
Yeah, Brady with Pajot and Duclair this morning that tried us, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a number of games now since the change has been made, and even further than that, it's probably been 5 games since we've made the changes to the lineup and getting an opportunity for different guys to see how they work with one another. Anthony's a really quick player, and he's got a terrific shot. We want him to be a guy that plays with people that will hopefully accentuate his talents. And again, just speaking of being an aggressive and player that goes to the net, he's a quick kid. He's a kid that has the good shot. If he can get himself into scoring areas, those attributes become even more important and even more of a positive for his game.
How about a week, Mark, to kind of digest, figure things out? What have you done differently?
Not really a great deal. I think our structure in terms of how we forecheck, how we play in the neutral zone, how we play in the defensive zone, we haven't changed anything. And we've paid attention to a few other details. We've talked an awful lot about puck battles and the necessity of winning those. And Chris Kelly's come in and he's made a couple of nice observations for us, and I think that puck battle it really is the game within the game. If you can win more than you lose, then you give yourself an opportunity to be successful. So we're looking at all the areas that we can be better in those types of activities. And sometimes it's positioning off the puck battle. We get ourselves in trouble sometimes if we're on the wrong side of the battle, and that's especially in the defensive zone. And for our defensemen, we had a play in the last game. Cody Ceci went into the corner. He finished a check. He beat the guy out of the corner, and then he was the guy that got the puck heading into the offensive zone. So that's one example of how you win a puck battle and how you get something off of it. The obvious ones are if you're in the slot and either you win the puck battle and you get the scoring chance, or you lose the puck battle and you need your goalie to make a big save. Those are the ones that I think are obvious to everybody. We want to win as many of those as we can at both ends of the ice. But don't discount the fact that there's a lot that happen in the corners. There's a lot that happen at the blue lines at both ends. There's a lot that happen just, when you're coming up the ice. A lot of times puck battles are about puck protection. And those are things that we work with in our development program. So Chris being here, I think he's just springboarded what he's teaching our players at the minor league level and our prospects, and we're adding it to the group here and just putting more focus on it.
Players, some of them are talking to more individual accountability since the change. Is that fair?
I don't know if that's fair. I mean, we're trying to stay the course. We're trying to do the right things, and we've got 18 players now. So there's no extra bodies here right now. So maybe we've been able to devote a little bit more time to individual people, and all the guys are pitching in. We've directed our staff to do things that they were doing before, and we've just maybe given them a couple of more pointed directions, and the battle part being the biggest part.
Your team played a lot of games this year, 11-7. You were handling the defenseman. And we haven't seen that from you yet. Is it something that you want to get away from, or you don't want to?
I personally believe in 12 and 6, and that's nothing against 11-7. I think there's a time where you can use it, and oftentimes that was because we had such a young defense. With 3 rookie defensemen in the lineup, with as many as 6 guys in our lineup that were playing in their first full season in the National Hockey League. There were a lot of reasons on a lot of nights to use 7. So it's not a criticism. I know John Cooper's done it a lot this year in Tampa Bay, and they're right at the top of the league. And obviously that's for a different reason. He's got his own reasons for doing that. But that was the reason why we were doing it. We had a couple of really good young power play people here. Max Lajoie had a great start to the season on the power play. Christian Willanen's come up and done really good things in the power play. So we looked at it, and oftentimes the decision was what's better, the 12th forward or the 7th defenseman that can play in a specialty position. So, we're further along in our season right now, and with the group that we have, I just think it's way better to keep solid pairs and give them the opportunity to get to know each other, to get to know how they're playing in the game, and to carry that through for the 60 minutes. And I like 12 forwards. I think it's a 4-line game. I think it's a 4-line game in which you need contributions from throughout your lineup. That's what really a 4-line comment is. It's not that you have to play 4 lines. It's that everybody's got to contribute. And last game, we got a great goal from Lindbergh, Bodker, and Duclair playing on that line. And that was a huge goal for us in the game. It got us back to 3-2, and at a point in the game where it looked like the Islanders were going to take over. So it's very important to play that way, and everybody that suits up's got to be expecting that they're going to be able to contribute, and that they're going to be able to play better than the people that they're playing against in that particular shift.